Hello, what's up, YouTube? Today this video is going to be a little different than my typical usual content. There is a reason for that and whatnot, and that's just because, there's a lot of new shit going on with, oh, hello. With Modern Warfare and everything, and some of the weapons. Also, as you can see, we got some new game modes and everything. There's also a discussion of, cheating and whatnot in this particular video. So kicking things off, the first thing I want to discuss is Season 6, what we can expect to see and whatnot. So in Season 6, we're getting to the end of Season 5. Season 5 is going to be over in 11 days and 15 hours. Now, that's a little interesting because if you've pre-ordered the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which I did, I'm super excited for that. That's going to be dropping on the 18th. Well, the 18th is in 2 days. Whereas Season 6 is a whole 11 days away. It's a little... I don't know if they did that intentionally to spread things out, or if they did that to, if there's just coincidence. Now, at the end of Season 5, we're also going to be getting that Ghost operator that everybody's excited for. Everybody's got, excited to see Ghost in a ghillie suit for some reason. I don't really know. I mean, yeah, it probably looks cool and everything. And of course you got, Igor and all his stuff. He's going to be having a skin coming out in Season 6 as well. Ghost's ghillie suit, speaking of, is going to be very similar to Grinch's, except it's going to have Ghost's mask. It's going to be something kind of like this that you're seeing on your screen. And lastly, the other thing is in Season 6, you're going to have, this is going to be some of the new weapons. You're going to have the AA-12 automatic shotgun. Hopefully not with Dragon's Breath, because that's one of the things that's going on lately, is a lot of people are using the Remington, I don't know why it's R90, because it's not Remington, it's the Kel-Tec. The Kel-Tec, what was the name they used in Black Ops 2? I don't even remember. Oh, the KSG, that's right. It's basically just a KSG, but they put Dragon's Breath rounds on it, and everybody is spamming Dragon's Breath rounds on it. It made sense to put it on the VLK Rogue, because it's honestly just not good without them. And it would have made sense if they had put it on the Origin, but they haven't. It would have even made sense on the 725 because it wouldn't have done anything to it. But to put it on the Remington just makes it way too consistent. Everybody's spamming it. It's super obnoxious. It's good in multiplayer. It's good in Warzone. So hopefully the AA-12 doesn't have it. Hopefully AA-12 is kind of like Modern Warfare 2, where in that. Yeah, you can just pepper and spray the shit out of people at close range, but the moment, they're outside a couple feet of your range, you can't really do crap. I really don't want to see a AA-12 with a lot of recoil. That would suck. Now, another thing that's going to be coming, they're going to have a Remington 700 or an R700. There's a lot of debate regarding that. People are debating that it's going to be a marksman. Other people are saying it's going to be a sniper rifle. Either way, it's not going to matter, because I guarantee you it's probably going to be a one-hit kill. It's probably going to be a very fast reloading bolt action. It's probably not going to be much different than the Kar 98. Now, there's probably going to be some different attachments. There's probably going to be a couple different characteristics. I would imagine that the Remington would have better mobility than the Kar 98, but I could be wrong about that. I would also imagine that the Remington would have better ammo. Because one of the problems with the Kar 98 is it does not share a lot of ammo with other guns. The only gun I can think of that shares ammo with is in the LMG category, and that is the MG34. But of course, nobody really uses that. I don't know what round in particular the Remington is going to use, but it's going to use something probably big. It's probably going to share bullets with quite a few different guns, which is an advantage because a lot of times, you know, I'm usually running out of ammo with snipers when I'm using them. And let's be honest, I'm usually only using or you know, one of the marksmans. More than likely, you know, it's kind of a pain in the ass to sit there and have to use, you know, your field upgrades or anything just to get ammo. It's a pain in the ass to use scavengers of EOD because everybody's spamming grenades all the time. Or, you know, kill chain is really effective, cold blood is really effective. Not a lot of people want to use scavenger. I certainly don't. Now, then on the other end of things, let's see. I forgot what other weapon we were gonna get, but it was something insignificant. I don't remember if it was an assault rifle or an SMG, but it was, or it might have even been an LMG. But on that end, we have, we have assault rifle, assault rifle, assault rifle, assault rifle. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. We already have 4 DLC assault rifles. We already have a lot of them. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3, you know, we have 3 SMGs already, you know. We already have 1, 2, 3. We already have 3 LMGs that have all been DLC. We've had 2 marksmans. We're probably going to get another one. We've had, you know, 1 sniper rifle. We've already had, you know, 2 melee weapons. So, you know, we've had 1 pistol. We haven't had any launchers. It would be nice if we got a, like, kind of like a grenade launcher, just like, you know, like a China Lake or something on that end, just because it'd be kind of neat just to get something different for once, but it wouldn't really impact the game or anything, so they're probably not going to do that. I'm assuming that they're probably going to do another SMG or an assault rifle or even an LMG. It'd be nice if they did another shotgun or not another shotgun, another sniper rifle or another melee weapon, like a primary melee weapon. There's not really a lot you could do as far as a primary melee weapon, as far as, you know, like the shield is concerned. Maybe like a throwing javelin would be kind of nice, but they're not going to do that. They're going to do an assault rifle. Other thing to talk about, speaking of the riot shield and everything, you know, a lot of people, they see a riot shield and whatnot, and they've been noticing it predominantly because I've been grinding out the camos on it. And I don't quite understand why people are bothering to do it, because it's a known glitch, it's a known bug in the game. It can actually get you banned from the game to abuse it. Now, one of the things, the ways to defeat a riot shield is, you know, to use your lethal equipment and try to, you know, get around your opponent using your tactical equipment and things. The number one thing that people always do is go for a Semtex grenade. The reason why the Semtex grenade works with a riot shield is the hitbox glitch. And so what happens is when it's sticking to the riot shield and it blows up, it's inside your hitbox and it's not supposed to be. And it's a bug that they can't really fix without nerfing the Semtex, which the Semtex, you know, is not really predominantly a problem. And the only reason, you know, why they haven't fixed it and they don't want to nerf it is because the riot shield is something that's not really actively used by the entire community. Most people, they just grind out their camos and then they're done with it. But it still is a glitch. It still can get you banned. can still get you in trouble. Don't use a Sentex on somebody with a riot shield. It's very easy for them to report. You know, if you're in regular core, they just watch the kill cam, hit L3, and then go to exploiting, and they click that button. You know, any glitch that you abuse in the game is a reportable offense. It's considered cheating, but it's considered a particular category of cheating, which is exploiting, and has the same consequences as cheating. That being said, I honestly don't even know why you would use the Sentex. It sticks to walls, yeah, whatever. Sticks to people, yeah, whatever. It doesn't throw very far. It doesn't do a lot of damage. EOD usually stops it. It doesn't throw very quick. And it's not very accurate. It doesn't have a large blast radius either. It's probably on par with the grenade, except the grenade, you can cook that and throw it. Bounce it off walls, get it a farther distance, throw it more accuracy and whatnot. EOD usually stops that. Sentex, if you stick somebody with Sentex and they have EOD on, it's still going to kill them. But the riot shield in particular, that's actually a thing that's not supposed to do. On that end, you should be using thermite. It throws just as fast as a throwing knife, or flaming throwing knife if you're like me. Does a bunch of damage, continues on, it's very quick, it's very accurate, it's very versatile, whereas the Sentex is really only good for, you know, people. Thermite's good for juggernauts, kill streaks, and anything else you want to get rid of. One of the things I like to do is to use the thermite as a smoke grenade sometimes, in the sense that I throw it down a narrow hallway, blinds anybody trying to look through it, especially if they're using a thermal scope. Maybe I'll even use it in conjunction with a smoke grenade, throw the smoke out. When somebody goes use your thermal, throw the thermite out, and it becomes a problem. Very good in pretty much any game mode. It's a kind of nifty little... Of course, you could just use a gas grenade on that end, but the problem with the gas grenade, not a lot of versatility, not a lot of smoke. It's a very small cloud as opposed to the smoke grenade. You know, and it's like, I would rather blind the shit out of people with, you know, both things and have something that can get rid of kill streaks and whatnot. Smoke grenades doesn't really stop anybody, you know, that's just using a regular scope. That's the other thing. Whereas, you know, tactical smoke will. Then the last thing I want to get into is, you know, the current state of the game and with cheating and whatnot. Activision has gotten rid of one of the major cheat makers by suing the shit out of them. They've apologized. They're not making cheats for this particular COD game anymore. Probably still going to be seeing those guys. Now, that being said, cheating is still predominant. So one of the things I want to get into is just real quick is how to report people that are cheating. Now, there's a few ways to do this. You can go the long process of looking up their name, hitting triangle, recent players, all that. Takes forever. You might not find them, especially if you're playing Warzone or something, 100 players or whatnot. Now, there's that end of it. Takes forever. Of course, if you're in regular core, which most people are, you can just watch the kill cam, hit L3, and then you know, report them for whatever it is they're doing. If they're boosting by, you know, killing teammates, or, you know, playing with a cheater, or any of those type of things, you know, there's that end of it. Now, one of the things I want to point out that ends up happening, and I think it's hilarious, but if somebody's getting bullied online, you can pay somebody to join your game and then bullying that person that's bullying you. Well, the first part of it is, you know, they would probably end up accidentally killing you a lot, as well as the person that's bullying you. But the one thing I want to point out on that end is it's also boosting. Now, boosting is, of course, playing of hacks, killing, you know, a lot of other things. That's one way to report them. Now, a lot of people are having an issue where they don't know how to report somebody in hardcore game modes or in CDL game modes, and it's actually pretty simple. You would hit the touchpad, they'll bring up the player list of people that are in the lobby. You use the D-pad, you just scroll down to their name or up to their name, and then you hit left analog stick or L3, and then report them for it as they're doing. So you can actively report somebody even in hardcore modes. There are cheaters in multiplayer, there are cheaters in Warzone. They're still going to be a thing, unfortunately. Moreover, when you get into the new Call of Duty, it's using the same engine as this Call of Duty. And because of that, you're going to have a lot of the same cheaters and same cheats going on. Activision is working on it. They do look at reports. They do take care of it. They're so quick sometimes that I've reported people, mid-game, and all of a sudden they'll be disconnected from the game. It'll pick a new host if they're the host, and suddenly we're playing, again. Because they straight up got banned. They got busted cheating. Now, another thing I want to point out, your cross-platforming and everything, a lot of times you get tired of cheaters, you turn off cross-platform, which is a thing you can do. So that way you're playing on only console, because most cheaters are on PC. Activision finally treats PC players equally, and they just turn around and just start cheating. Which, it was kind of fucked up that Activision never treated PC players equally like they do console players, and this year they finally do it, and then the cheaters turn around and fuck around, and it's kind of sad, because it's like, you finally get, treated actively. Now, one of the things I want to point out is that when you play with people who are on another platform, like I have a couple friends here that are cross-platform, or they're on Xbox or on PC. By a couple, I mean, yeah, a lot of those are, probably about half of those are PC. So if you join one of your friends who's on PC, or you send them an invite and they join your game, it'll automatically enable cross-platform. This is because this is so that they're not playing against only console players or something like that, and have some form of a perceived advantage. That being said, just keep that in mind when you join one of your friends or something, and you're suddenly running into cheaters, and they're cross-platform. Now you know why. Now, there are console cheats, so getting, just disabling cross-platform is not going to get rid of all cheaters, but the cheats are going to be a lot less noticeable, probably more subtle. It's going to be like a controller mod or something, Everybody that fires a pistol fast is cheating. I, for one, have an excellent trigger finger that's kind of ridiculous. And then you have guns that have been buffed one too many times. But, just be on the lookout for that type of thing as well. It does occur on console too. Lastly, the other thing I want to speak about is, of course, where guns are at currently. MP5 got an unnecessary nerf, which is kind of a shame. I still like to use it when I get bored. It's a really good gun still, but it does not have the range that it used to have, which is fine. Because honestly, I can't think of a time where I'm sitting there trying to snipe with MP5. The only thing that got nerfed on it was the 5.56 rounds. So if you're running those on your gun, go ahead and remove those. I, for one, was running that on my gun, and I removed that, and everything's fine now. you know, the Chris Vector still needs a buff. It's still terrible. It's, you know, but realistically, it's just the MP5 2.0. It's got a little more recoil, a little more side-to-side bounce. One advantage it does have over the MP5 is the hollow point rounds. If you want something that fires as fast as the MP5, but has, you know, damage at almost any range, it is, you know. UMP 45, or excuse me, Striker 45 as they call it, also has the same rounds. It has way better range and everything, and I would argue that the hollow point rounds are actually better on the UMP 45, but the fire rate is not quite as fast. The Renetti is still the same. I mean, you still got people dual wielding using burst fire. It takes like 9 bullets to kill, but you can put 9 bullets out there so quickly it doesn't matter. Burst doesn't really, it's really not that great. I prefer, you know, the range. This gun is extremely good at range. It's extremely powerful, and that's what I use it for. I like having a pistol that's not only nimble and quick to pull out, aim down sights, but it's like if I run out of ammo from a very specialized gun, like the Chris Vector of hollow point rounds, I like to turn around and pull out this pistol and use it as a good backup. Now, another thing to keep in mind too, a gun that kind of needs a nerf is actually the P90, but nobody's caught on yet. Lastly, the FAL. The FAL got overpowered for once in a while. You know, I was saying, you know, after they buffed it the first 2 times, it was fine. It was actually good, not overpowered, very underrated, extremely strong. Could have been left right there. But then they buffed it a 3rd time, and then a 4th time, and then it became overpowered. Everybody was using it everywhere. So then they nerfed it 1 time. They just reduced its ability to handle close range engagements and all that type of thing. Honestly, I haven't seen the FAL all that much after that, which is kind of funny because it's still an extremely overpowered gun. I still do occasionally see a couple people using it, but for the most part, no. MP5 is still kind of the same thing it's always been. The M4A1 is still as powerful as it's been. Odin's still underrated, and and the Kelly sticks probably need a nerf, honestly, to movement speed. I mean, they're so prominent, and kind of a problem, really. The Molotovs definitely need a buff, and lastly, what gun was it? Can't remember. Oh, and lastly, nobody's using the SKS, even though it's probably one of the most powerful guns in the game. The only reason why I haven't been using it is I just haven't started working on platinuming that category, because I'm currently working on the assault rifles, which I still have to do the Kilo and the FAL, and I think that's, oh yeah, that's it. And then once I do that, then I'll deal with DLCs, guns, and all that end. But definitely give the Odin, the FAL, and the SKS a try, because those are still overpowered and people are just kind of like not recognizing that.